Hey, y'all, what's up? Mother Charged here, and welcome back to my Silent Hill F series, The Complete Descent. Finally gave it a name today. I feel like it's growing. There's enough in here to justify naming my playlist, be more than just Silent Hill F. If you can think of a better name, let me know in the comments. Anyway, I am going to do a recap here. This is going to be a bit longer than my normal. I'm going to timestamp. If you want to skip. I have some interesting things that came up after some questions that I had and some quick searches. I am going to be reading from things because this is a lot. Just kind of learned this, so I don't want to mess anything up. First things first, Junko, Hinako's sister. Hinako's sister was the perfect daughter. She gets married off. We find that letter. Again, I don't know if that is a letter from Junko, that this person unalived themselves, was pregnant, unhappy, abused in the marriage. Don't know. But what we do know of Junko, she shows up a lot more in New Game Plus. She has some new cutscenes, one in the middle school, also one before you go to Hinako's house, after Shu's house and the shrine, where you defeat Rinko, the big boss battle. Okay. Her speech to Hinako in both of those scenes is kind of along the lines of you need to kill your friends. Okay, and in the second one, Junko says, I killed you, little sister. Now, you know she doesn't mean literally kill them, right? She's talking about she had to take on this new role, so she had to kill off her family, friends, and her identity. But what I didn't realize, the same scene is in the regular first run and also in New Game Plus when Fox Mask and Hinako are walking down that aisle and you see the line of people in the fox masks. Junko's standing there on the left. And you know it's her because Junko has a different mask, which I didn't realize in the first gameplay. She's a bird mask, right? I said that weirdly for a reason. I'm going to tell you in a minute. So I'm like, why is her mask different? That was the first thing I did. I looked it up. Like, what is the bird? It's not a bird. It's a tengu mask. So tengu is a supernatural being in Shinto beliefs. It's a mix of bird, monkey, human, and it has several different meanings and interpretations, which it can range from being negative, it can be positive. I mean, there's so many different things. I did a search on Junko, like why she wears it, and someone's like, oh, it represents her losing her identity. I don't know that it's that simple. I really don't. That could just be people, oh, that must be what it means because of what she's saying. I'm not so sure, and I found something here. This is right on Wikipedia when you look up Tengu that connects something else in the game, which is why I don't know that it's that simple, that it just means she lost her identity. So I'm going to read this to you, and you're going to recognize something in here right away. So during the 14th century, the Tengu began to trouble the world outside of the Buddhist clergy, and, like their ominous ancestors, the Tiangu, the Tengu became creatures associated with war. Let me move this over here, just so it's easier for me, because I'm looking at my other screen and I'm reading this. So, okay. Legends eventually ascribed them to great knowledge in the art of skilled combat. Okay. So I'm just gonna move this over here a little bit. Okay. Oops. Let's scroll down. I went to a different part. Yeah, you can see when you look this up, you'll see there's a ton of stuff here. This is not, I mean, just a simple, oh, it means XYZ. No. And neither does the fox, really. The fox doesn't. I know I kind of simplified it a little bit in one of my recaps. The fox really is not a very simple thing either. But I think that's kind of the point where in Western culture, in Christianity, it is simplified to just being trickery, temptation, evil, where it's not in Shinto belief. It is not. It's got several different interpretations. It doesn't always have to mean something negative. Seems kind of the same with Tengu. And there is a lot of folklore on it. So this is something I'm going to be diving into. I'm like really interested in all this now. All right, so moving on to this story here. The reputation seems to have its origins in a legend surrounding the famous warrior Minamoto no Yoshitsune. When Yoshitsune was a young boy going by the name of Ushiwaka Maru, his father, Yoshitoma, was assassinated by the Taira clan. Get back to that. Taira no Kiyomori, the head of the Taira, allowed the child to survive on the grounds that he be exiled to the temple on Mount Kurama and become a monk. But one day, in the Sojo Gadani Valley, Ushiwaka encountered the mountain's tengu, Sojobo. The spirit taught the boy the art of swordsmanship so that he might bring vengeance on the Taira. And if I'm mispronouncing any of this, I apologize. I'm trying my best. Originally, the actions of this tengu were portrayed as another attempt by demons to throw the world into chaos and war, but as Yoshitsune's renown as a legendary warrior increased, his monstrous teacher came to be depicted in a much more sympathetic and honorable light. In one of the most famous renditions of the story, the No play Kurama Tengu, Ushiwaka is the only person from his temple who does not give up on outing in disgust at the sight of a strange Yamabushi. Sojobo thus befriends the boy and teaches him out of sympathy for his plight. Two stories from the 19th century continue this theme. In the Sozan Komankishu, a boy is carried off by a tengu and spends 3 years with this creature. He comes home with a magic gun that never misses a shot. A story from Inaba province related by Inu Anryo tells of a girl with poor manual dexterity who is suddenly possessed by a tengu. The spirit wishes to rekindle the declining art of swordsmanship in the world. Soon, a young samurai appears to whom the tengu has appeared in a dream, and the possessed girl instructs him as an expert swordsman. So, very interesting here, right? You have the story of the Taira clan, and they were killed by the, oh my gosh, Minamoto clan? No, sorry. The Taira clan killed their clan, and so they took the kid in, they exiled him to the temple, and then he ends up learning swordsmanship from a spirit, okay, with a Tengu spirit. So, interesting, and then that caused me to look up the Taira clan. So what is the Taira clan? That's actually a real thing. So, one of the 4 most important clans that dominated Japanese politics during the Heian period of Japanese history. The others being the Minamoto, the Fujiwara, and the Tachibana. The clan is divided into 4 major groups named after the emperors they descended from. And we don't really care about that so much, but there is a clash between the Minamoto and the Taira. So along with the Minamoto, Taira was one of the honorary surnames given by the emperors of the Heian period. So it's 794 to 1185, right? To their children and grandchildren who were not considered eligible for the throne. Okay. So there's a lot of history here between these 2 clans, and that's in the game. So when I saw that, when I was looking up the Tengu, and I saw that there was a connection to the Taira clan, there's folklore about that. I'm wondering if Junko's mask kind of maybe symbolizes the opposite. Instead of losing identity, is that symbolizing maybe a warrior, like maybe Junko resisted, maybe, because if it is true that Junko unalived herself, right, maybe it's just another way of looking at it, that she got out of this situation, even though it's not a good way to get out of it. Does it represent that? I'm really just thinking out loud. This something I just found out with a Google search and reading some Wikipedia. But I do want to get more into this. I want to read a little more about it, some of this folklore. It seems very interesting. I'm sure we can find very interesting stories about the Tengu, about the fox, all those things. So, wanted to mention that specifically. And again, maybe it does just mean it's her loss of identity. But when I saw that connection to the Taira clan, I was like, whoa. There seems to be a few folk stories around this character and that. So there you go. Now, another thing that I wanted to mention is very big part. So the sacred sword. Sacred sword is something that you have to do in endings for endings 3 and 4. I did it in 2 because I didn't realize, but you actually don't have to. But why not? It's a katana. I don't know if it's going to affect my ending though. I'm about to find that out. If it does, you'll find out along with me and then you'll know not to get it or whatever. I did read that you don't start every game with it. If you get it in one run, you have to do everything all over again to get it in the next run. So just how it is. Anyway, so the deal with the sacred sword, which I might have to start the game to pull up some documents, but the deal with the sacred sword is that there was an old religion. It was the divine tree faith. So you have the divine tree faith versus the Inari, which is the fox, which is what the current villagers worship. And then you have this divine tree faith, which predates the Inari faith. So if this sword were to be found, then it would prove their stories to be true, and that would conflict with the Inari beliefs. So, because there were different stories given to the poisonous fog, there was one from the divine tree faith had a story for it, and then the Inari had a story for it. So now you're going to see an actual relic from that belief and say, wow, that was the right one. So, oh shit, what do we do with this now? So the tree's been hidden for years. Interestingly enough, you find the tree at Sakako's shrine. So I'm thinking, are they the gatekeepers of this secret? I don't know. It's just interesting that it was there. But there's something in there, a letter that you find that made me wonder something else. But yeah, so here you go. I mean, you have all different things. So in the Edo period, lightning struck the divine tree, leading people to believe that its spiritual power was lost, right? So that's when they began worshiping Inari-sama, the fox. So now oh gosh, if I could remember where this was. They had so much to talk about that I was just like, all right. You find a letter when you're going from Shu's house. Well, if you get the sword, going from the shrine to Hinako's house. In the last part, you find a letter that says, is it this? It might be this. Yeah, I'm going to read this to you. On the 21st, 13 at Basugaoka residents were brutally killed in broad daylight. The police department has yet to find the killer. This was a truly horrible incident. Police investigations pulled up nothing, and construction on a large-scale dam began soon after, drawing a whole new workforce to Ebisugaoka that rapidly developed the town. Before long, everyone had forgotten about the mass murder. So this person did not. So according to multiple eyewitness reports, the killer was a giant of a man over 2 meters tall who had covered himself head to toe in tree bark and roots fashioned into a kind of armor. On top of all that, he wore a no mask. He marched around the town preaching, so you worship false idols, the foxes lead you astray, and such and such and such. So I started thinking, who in the game, or what in the game, looks like that, and popped into my head, if it's actually here, this guy. A giant repulsive lump of flesh that is filled to the brim with maniacal anger, it howls awfully as it swings its large knife in any which direction. Its unfettered anger is no different from that of a wild animal. Yeah, he's got a knife, and they said he had a katana, but I don't know. Look, he's covered in roots and all those things. And the no mask, I mean, I think that's that tengu mask, I think. So that's the only thing, but yeah, it's a tango mask. Tango. So I don't know. Whatever. I'm just thinking that's something covered in roots, so possibly that's what that is referencing. I don't know. But those are just some things that I'll be figuring out, getting to those points. But I will be looking more into this whole tengu folklore, see if there's a connection to that and the fact that Junko is wearing a tengu mask. And also looking more into the Taira clan, the Minamoto clan. It's clearly important to the history, but more than that, it seems to play into why we have the sacred sword. So if we go back to our documents, it does tell you that story. If you look at the Diary of Revenge. Oh no, not the Diary of Revenge. Why am I thinking that? It's not the Diary of Revenge. Been a long day, sorry y'all. Long week. So it's from the whenever you get the sacred sword, yeah. All right, so it's in this part where it starts telling you about that. So according to local legends, the soldiers who fled here vowed to exact revenge upon the Minamoto clan and restore the Taira clan to its former glory. So again, that's going back to that folklore of the tengu teaching the little boy, but that little boy was with the Minamoto clan. I don't know, but still, this is going back to that event where the Minamoto destroyed this clan, right? Upon swearing this oath, they buried the sword of their deceased leader at the base of the great tree that serves to protect this land. So they put it at the divine tree, right? So it doesn't really, let's see if it says more about them. Not really, but they do get mentioned. So here we have again the Taira clan. The youth who found it became consumed by the Taira clan's resentment and massacred the others one after the other. Again, is that referencing that mass murder, right? After that, the sword became known as the sacred sword and is thought to contain the lingering animosity of the defeated Taira soldiers, right? So I think that might be the last time they're mentioned. But yeah, and then that tells you. So that's kind of the end of the divine tree faith, the beginning of the fox faith, and yeah. So it goes, it's pretty deep. It's a pretty deep story. I'm surprised at how deep this goes and how many different layers because, I just gave you almost 20 minutes of a recap and I didn't even touch on domestic violence. The fact that the knife that you see Hinako's father throw at her before the boss battle is actually real. So she sees it a certain way and you've got all the spoiled food. But the fact that the fifth offering for the Jitsu statue to get the sacred sword is her father's knife, and you find a letter written by her mother where she says that her husband messed up this time by throwing the knife at their daughter. Okay, and that would be the letter to, if I could pull it, letter to Kumiko. All right, so a husband of mine is always quick to brandish the knife around. So he literally threw a knife at his daughter right before her wedding. So this seed, did he stop for a second and think if he mangled her face before she got married? Does that mean she did it when he did it when she was a little kid? And the mother's like, oh no, she'll never get married with a scar. Or is it literally there? He's got this wedding arranged and he's throwing a knife at her. But he threw a knife at her. That's the point. So insane violence going on in this house. So I didn't even mention any of that. I didn't mention any of the other stuff. The fact she's totally devoted about nothing. And there's still a lot to talk about. So that's how layered and complex this game is. And fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I'm still surprised this game only won Game of the Year for visuals, which deserved, but they're killing it in story, I have to say. So let's dive in. I think that's pretty good for a recap. Pretty much the major points I wanted to talk about. I don't really have much to say about Sakuko or Rinko or Shu right now. Other than the obvious, it is sad that Hinako says goodbye to Shu. In the second ending, New Game Plus, she just kind of puts the pills on the table. She cries and walks out. I still don't really know how to feel about Shu. I still don't know why he wrote stupid on the drawing. I don't know if he's bad, if he was just getting her addicted on purpose and keeping I don't know. I don't really know what to think of him, honestly. Sakako, I think, was manipulated by Rinko and might have been a true friend at one point, but I think that Hinako is very guarded with her relationships, and I think that's because she's abused. Children that grow up in abusive environments have difficulty making close connections with others. It's hard for them to trust because of the environments they grow up in. And beyond that, when they go and they make friends, that's kind of when they realize that their lives are not normal. They'll go around their friends will tell them things going on in their lives, they'll go to their friends' houses and start making those connections. This isn't my life isn't normal, you know, because before they start being exposed to others, they probably think their life is normal. So it's kind of worse when they get exposed and see just how abnormal their situation actually is. And there's another level of processing and trauma that goes on at that point. And also makes it difficult to trust. Like, there's a lot of shame. So if I were to tell these people about my life, or if I were to bring them into the world, into my world, how would they see me? Would they think less of me? Would they still want to be my friend? Especially you're talking about younger people, that they are going to feel shame and guilt for the abuse that they are suffering. So there's that. Also, the fact that Hinako likely knows her father is going to marry her off one day. I'm sure he says it to the kids. He, you know, obviously sees his daughters as his, you know, lottery ticket to get out of his debts. And Hinako especially, because if she caught the eye of the Tsunekis, then that's his golden ticket, right? So she likely knew growing up that's what her fate was, and possibly knew she wasn't going to form any deep attachments. You know, at some point, maybe she tried to be rebellious and independent, but it didn't really work out for her, especially if her father throws knives at her. Not unheard of that fathers kill their daughters if they disobey. We've heard about this through history, and please don't blame one particular country for it and one particular religion. You know what I'm talking about. It is literally not exclusive to them. It happens everywhere and always has, right? Especially in places where the daughter is like property. How dare you have an opinion? How dare you talk back and want something else? You don't get to want anything. So if Hinako isn't the greatest friend, if she's not the most open, can you necessarily blame her? I can't. And I think that's the real horror of this game. The real horror is being trapped in one prison after another. The hell that there is literally nobody that cares because they're all trapped in similar situations, or they literally just don't care. No one's going to stand up and fight this system. That's why I said To Kill a Tiger. Really good documentary about a man that does try to fight this type of system that keeps women down, keeps them oppressed and in these prisons. Anyways, yeah, this is longer than most, so I'm going to dive in. There's a lot more I could say, trust me. And at the end of this, I'm definitely going to do some videos. I'll probably separate what they are. Like, for example, if I'm doing one about the folklore of the tengu and how it relates to this, then I'll separate that from the domestic violence or whatever. But it is very layered. So we're turning on the game sound, and I'm remembering that I have my mic on. So here we go. Let's all right, we are picking up. Okay, good. So right now we're at Hinako's house. We just got out of the woods and we just got the sacred sword, which is that. See how cool it is? So That's the sacred sword. And I hope it doesn't impact my ending because I will literally just get this sword every time. It fixes itself, but I haven't had it break down yet, but supposedly it does fix itself. All right, so we have to head north to the center. We have to go over here. There's a note that we have to find as part of the new game plus. So we got an anti. Yes. Oh my gosh. I think I can finally get stamina. Hold on. I've been saving for that. Where is that Hokura?
Shu? Is that you?
What?
It won't open. Hang on. What's this doing here?
Alright, so that's the stuff that you have to put on the wall, but...
Is this really my house?
Yep. It is, girl. Alright, I gotta get back to that though. I think it's around here because I want to get stamina real quick. Yeah, there we go. Alright, and then we can... Alright, so let's get that. By the way, the Agari, or the Arari, I can't say I don't know if it's my New York accent, but I just can never say that right. Anyway, really good health item if you want to keep it for health, and it's only like 10 faith, so anyway, just letting y'all know that, throwing that out there. It refills like all your health, so alright, so we have more stamina, so that's good. We freaking need it, like badly. Yeah, I could have gotten sanity, but I was just like, we need freaking stamina. Because I was running away from the fog monster and totally just lost all steam. I was like, yeah, no, fuck this. Alright. Here we go. So we gotta go back over here. Let's see what's going on. Alright, we checked that room. Checked over there. Hopefully this won't be as long as it was for me the last time. So I'll know a little bit more about what I'm supposed to be doing here. But, alright, so that's stuck. Okay. Alrighty. Got some sushi. Alright, and then there's some new shit. This is the kitchen. Okay. Bloodstains, you know, cuteness. Alright, now this is where you start to see memories too, which is really interesting. In this room, usually. Wonder if we're gonna see them on New Game Plus. But the first time around you saw them. Now, I'm not sure if how much poorer her family is than the others. I mean, I know that Shu's family, they're doctors. Okay, this is good. This is going to be something to read. So we have Diary of Revenge. Oh, cool. We obtained all the documents. So, achievement. My father had the courage to call out the town's religious group for the embezzlement of local taxes. He died in an accident shortly after, and those crooks claimed it as Inari-sama's divine punishment. I abandoned all faith and became an atheist from that day on. I don't believe in the gods or Buddha or divine punishments or stupid curses. Instead, I turned on research and I began delving into the local history of religion and folklore. My goal was to expose their precious faith for what it really was, a bunch of wild tales crafted to suit their manipulative needs, and ultimately, get my revenge. I write this journal like some kind of final message now due to my steadily deteriorating health. From the beginning of this month, my appetite has drastically decreased. Even after 3 weeks, I still don't get hungry, and any attempts to force down food simply results in vomiting. 2 days ago, I tried to eat some rice porridge to no avail. I threw up soon after. More concerning was that there was something moving around in my vomit. It was the larva of a locust. Yesterday I woke in a sudden fit of choking coughs. It left an odd squirming and scratchy sensation in my throat and mouth. Turning on the light, I spat out what I'd coughed up. It was a grasshopper and a cricket. Surrounding me in my bed, I found another dozen or so insects crawling on the sheets. I had coughed up all these bugs. I can't go to a doctor. If anyone were to see this, they would immediately claim it as some kind of divine punishment. I woke again in the early hours of the morning to a painful fit of coughing and countless bugs spewing from my mouth. They come out of me and crawl up my curtains and scutter across my floor until every inch of my carpet is covered in a gleaming, writhing carpet. I'm nothing more than skin and bones at this point, yet my head feels bulbous and heavy. Whenever I move, I can hear a dry chittering inside me. My head is full of them now. Or maybe it's their eggs. I had a headache that felt like my head was going to split open just moments ago, but it went away like it was nothing. My cough and the insects are getting progressively worse. However, I don't think I'll make it through the night. I refuse to believe this is some divine punishment for questioning the gods, though. Who in their right mind would believe such nonsense? I don't know. Is there a scientific reason that would happen? I have no idea. I literally don't. I might turn my brightness down a little. Because I know there's a part that's like blinding coming up. And I turned it up at one point, so let's just... That looks better. Alright. Alright. What do we got here? Huh. Oh, this is the room with all the pictures. We have to go find her portrait. Hinako's diary. It's midnight and I'm awake. That means I won. My big day is tomorrow. No, the sky is becoming brighter, meaning today is tomorrow. It's my funeral today. No, my execution. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to die. Why do I have to die? You're not gonna die, Hinako. You're always gonna be you. Yeah, right. Sure, my name will be the same, but they're just gonna slap it on some other sack of meat. You aren't a baby bird anymore, Hinako. Don't you want to spread your wings and venture out into a brand new world? Then you can go and die if you want. Don't drag me down with you. So, a baby bird. Remember, I was confused about who that is. Maybe Hinako does mean baby bird? I looked it up. It said it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe it does. And that was another thing. I was thinking maybe that's why Junko wears the bird mask, but it's not a bird mask, so there goes that. But yeah. House looks slightly different in this version. Huh. Alright. Nothing.
This is my parents' room, isn't it?
Guess so. Oh, we don't need that. Okay. Okay, so we have nothing here. Got some there. More at the house. We got a room here. Oh, okay. Wait. Yeah, I guess we can... No, I want the sledgehammer, though. Oh, we have 2 sledgehammers, so okay. Oh my god, really? How many bandages? We have a lot of shit. Okay. So, this is what happens when you play in casual. It's literally so easy. You barely use health items. But... I was in hard mode, and it was really freaking hard. So I figured, okay, I'll play a little bit more and practice, I guess you could say. All right, so we gotta go to There's a note that we gotta find, a crush note, and it's gonna be in this room, which I missed somewhere. All right, in the alcove to the right, just before, you'll find a crush note. Oh, in the alcove to the right. So I think we're actually right there somewhere. In the alcove to the right, where the Hokura is. Which is like somewhere this way. Where is it? Yeah, in the Okura to the right. Okay, just before, you'll find a crush note on the shelves. Okay. Huh. I'm not seeing that. Okay. Did we get the crush note? In the alcove to the right. Just before. I mean, that's the left, but... Did we get it? Crumpled letter. It says crush note. I don't think we did get it. In the alcove to the right. Head north to the Hokra as you start. In the alcove to the right, just before. Okay. Alright, so when you start here, pretend you're here. We have to go north, right? In the alcove to the right. Just before. In the shelves. Unless it's talking about down here somewhere. Yeah, I'm not seeing that here, so I don't know. Maybe it's in another game? Like another run through? I don't know. Unless there's another Hokura. I don't know. Alright, yeah, I don't know. I don't see it where it's saying it should be. So in the first run through, that's where you find the letter from her mother where she's asking her to get some kind of medicine from Shu's family. Oh. Dang, now they can't give you enough weapons, huh? Alright, I think that's how to get into the house and like another... We don't want to do that just yet. Alright, so... Shit. Yeah, I guess we could do that because we're trying to get more shit. Okay. So... No good, won't budge. We were in this room. Now we should see Hinako's portrait somewhere. But I think it's in another version of the house, so... I believe. Okay, so we want to go out here. I think we've looked all over. But what else are we missing? We got that. The room with the scales. Alright, so there is something we're supposed to get. I don't see the crush note though, unless it's in a different part. Just not seeing that. Unless I'm missing that. Let's see. Okay, that's the door. To the next, whatever. I guess we could try the door, the kitchen door. Oh, you can't. It doesn't work. It doesn't open. Does this one open? Yeah, it doesn't budge. Okay. Just figured I'd try everything, but let's go into the rest of the house. Ugh. It's gonna do that shit, isn't it? Oh. Dang. Okay.
There's something
Alright, that's where you put down the crusts. Alright, but we gotta put that calendar here. Alright, and then that opens something. I forget what that opened. That opened a door or something. Shit, what did that do? I think it opens that. Alright, here we go. Alright.
My house. What the hell's happening?
See, maybe it's in one of these parts? I don't know. All the bottles too, right? From her dad. Now let's save another spot. Alright, we got a friend. Come on, bitch. Let's go. Let's go. You wanna play with me? Let's go. Come on, Hinako. Jeez. Nice. That was fun. It was hella fun. Hella fun. Yes. Oh no. Alright, I guess we could. Oh shit.
Go away.
Dang it. Come on, this guy. I hate this one. So, see what I mean? It's not the greatest weapon, like as far as, oh my god, it'll take him out in like one chop, but, you know, it's cool. It's a katana. So, katanas are awesome. Alright, let's just trade these in, because I have to keep clearing up inventory spots, and we can literally just have them there instead, so. Alright, was this the room I was just in? Yeah, it is. Alright, cool. So, let's get, oh, yeah, we don't care about that. Alright, whatever. We already have the best weapon ever. Okay. Alright. Okay. I think the picture is like further down. Alright, what do we got here? Washing machine flyer. Be mesmerized by the swirling dance of water. Washing water for the housewife who knows best. So, there you go. Some fun shit. So, they don't have one, I guess, but I imagine a lot of people didn't at that time. It was like new. It was probably really freaking expensive. And alright, let's see. But especially her family if they were poor, so. Alright, so we gotta get up that way. No, we don't have to go there. Ooh, we're trapped. We do have to go there. Junko's bed is here, just like it was back then. Okay.
Where are you?
So that's interesting because that's new Game Plus. That was not in the first playthrough. What do we got here? Letter to Santa. Dear Santa, I've been a very good girl this year, and so I would like a ray gun, please, from Shimizu Hinako. Oh, this is a new puzzle. Not to brag, but we've taken down the enemy's mothership, the giant UFO, on many occasions. However, each time... Oh, we'll read that in a bit. I feel a little like my head right now. Alright, I'll read it in a little bit. Goodbye. Hello, goodbye. Alright, what else we got? Oh.
She told them she wanted to play house, but they wouldn't let her.
Oh my, that's unfortunate.
They wouldn't let me play because I played with the boys.
Who wouldn't let you play? Tell me and I'll give them a piece of my mind later.
That's enough, Junko. But all this just because she played with boys?
I hate girls. I don't want to be a girl. I want to be a boy.
Hinako always enjoyed playing with both girls and boys since she was little.
What weird times we live in. Why do children draw such hard lines between genders? Why do boys and girls have to be enemies? I was made fun of just for talking to boys at school. I can never understand that.
It's crazy.
I was an outcast. Sometimes I wanted to play dolls with the girls, but other times I wanted to play hide and seek with the boys.
That was me growing up.
Boys always saw me as a girl and didn't let me join them.
Yep,
And
I
the
went through
girls
that.
didn't like that I played with boys, so they shunned me a lot. I think Junko used to say that I saw the world differently than others. But finally, I was able to make a good friend who didn't treat me like just some girl.
Shoo.
Hey, that's your doll, right? You dropped it. Space Ops HQ, come in! We've spotted a huge UFO! Preparing to engage!
That's so sad, because the shoe. Let's read it now. Each time that happened, the Galactic Imperium would deploy more and more troops from their home planet. As we grew older, we were able to have a better understanding of heroes by watching television, and I think we came up with some elaborate backstories for the enemy leaders. By this time, it was the only world that it was the it was a world that only Shu and I knew. There have been times when I wished from the bottom of my heart that space wars would continue forever. But as we grew older, the Galactic Imperium stopped sending in new forces. We're still proud members of the Space Army and will always be on standby to defend Earth. We still call each other partner, like the old times. Even if our classmates laugh and say that it's lame, our space wars have yet to come to an end. So, this is a game that Shu and I played together when we were kids. Basically, aliens known as the Galactic Imperium would arrive in UFOs in droves, and we would fight them to protect the town. Playmates would come and go. We called them new recruits and fallen ones, respectively. And in the end, Shu and I were the only ones left standing to combat the Galactic Imperium. Space Wars wasn't just about fighting evil with laser guns, though. We'd pretend to analyze the enemy by drawing alien sketches. During PE, we'd say that the class was a training camp for the Space Army. I think we played with dolls too, right? I think that's when we were training in first aid in order to assist the injured. So, that's what Shu was for her. First real good friend. So, and Junko seemed to be, like I said, in my last recap, I think that Junko was a good sister. They had a really good relationship. Junko seemed to be one of the only people that understood Hinako, so, you know. And I think her mother probably did too. Her mother was probably just kind of powerless in this society and her situation, so. Oh, this is the puzzle where you get the crest. I wonder if it's the same. Probably the same.
Looks like this opens here.
I think you put it there. I think it's the same. Oh, maybe not. There you go. Okay. Come on, bitch. You got some shit to say to me? Okay, so I'm always alone, so I'm okay with playing by myself. That means I have the right dish and the left dish all to myself. I like to play with Kokeshi dolls a lot. I'm extra careful to share them with left Hinako and right Hinako, so it's fair to both. Alright. That's for the puzzle, but it is what it is. Alright, it doesn't feel right. I feel like someone's watching me. So that's what we need for that door, the scales.
What's this?
So we found one crest, and we have to find 2 others. I think we're like done in the house, or there might be some other shit. No, I think we're done in the house. Yeah, so now we gotta go back and go to their Shimizu Residence 3. Oh wait, we have to hang that on there and then that'll open the door. Oh god, it's bright. I hate this one because it's so freaking bright. Oh, what do we got here? We got something. Alright, let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything also, because, alright. Oh wait, I did. The scales, excerpt from the Encyclopedia of Occult. So we gotta go back there. There was something in there. A yellowed calendar. Okay, we got that. Mom's, oh shit. Is this the 3rd? Okay, there's something that's gonna happen soon. Oh boy. Ah, shit. Alright. Bitch, get back. Dude. Oh, there's Dad's knife again, I bet. Alright, I think that's Dad's knife. Yep, kitchen knife. Alright, let's just replace that with this. Alright, what do we got? Oh god, I hate how bright this part is. Hold on. I really hate how bright it is. I wish you could change it. It's so irritating. We're just gonna like do that. Maybe do this. I don't know. It's so freaking bright. Okay. What happens when the sword like dies? Because it looks like it's gonna die. Oh, her fucking stamina. Shit. Oh, we can't use the sword? What the hell's going on? Why am I not able to use it? There we go. Why does it say I have a million of those things and then when I try to use it I can't? I don't get it. Do I need like a toolkit on it? Do I just fix it? Hinako's diary. Just shut up, Dad. And you too, Mom. This is my decision. No, our decision. Don't act like either of you gets to have a say in this. I won't become like you. We won't become like you. I know you have ulterior motives. I'm just a pig to you, aren't I? Fattened up and ready for the slaughter, huh? You think I care about your money problems? Don't try to change the way we feel. Who's we? Okay, let's see what we got. Oh my god. And we also have an EMA. We have 3 EMAs. Shit. Really? Wish I could find that crumpled note, man. Where the hell is that shit? Alright, so this is... Oh, we got something there. Cool. Alright.
Our house doesn't have a room like this.
I really hate how bright this part is, guys. Oh my god, it's like the worst. I'm ready to put my sunglasses on, for real. Oh, alright, let's see. Really, bitch? Okay, let's see. Interesting. Nothing. Okay. Alright, that's good. Okay. Shit. Alright. Oh. Bandage, okay. What else we got? Oh my god. Oof. The brightness is killing me, seriously. Like a vampire. Yeah, there's a lot of shit that I'm not getting. I wonder if it's the ending. Maybe I'm not... Maybe I fucked up getting the sword. I wonder if I fucked up. Because you're supposed to get something else in here that I'm not getting. Does it say, like, which ending? New game plus key items. This might just tell you, I guess, like, if you having, I don't know, if you're getting, like, specific endings. I have no idea. Alright, I need to see what to do. I need the tutorials because... Where is the tutorials? Key items, okay, equipment. Even if the blade chips, the mysterious power that resides will restore it to... So it says that, but I'm like, how? Do you have to keep doing a toolkit on it? I don't know. This fucking asshole down with this shit. Like, I don't know if you let it... I'm gonna save somewhere and, like, I don't know. Because I don't want to lose it. But and I don't know if you do. So... Let's see, are we getting anything? I don't think so. Okay, we got this room. Oh, God. Oh, we got something here.
It's out of propane, but the tube itself still looks useful.
Okay, we got a toolkit. Alright, nothing there. We can kill this thing. That's where that weird shit is. I should leave right away. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what that shit's about, for real. Alright, so... Okay. I forget what you do with this. There's a key you have to get to, I think. God. It's just the brightness of this part drives me nuts. I hate it. Alright, we got an antique comb. Yeah, we'll take that.
Is this some sort of offering?
Alright. Yeah, I'm not... There's something in here that I don't see, and I don't know if I'm just, like, looking in the wrong spot. Where is that? Yeah, it's supposed to be over here. I think. Yeah, it's supposed to be, like, there. Unless I'm not looking. Yeah, it's supposed to be there, and it's not there for me, so... Oh no. I hope I can still get the second ending. I think that might be for the... I might have screwed up with the sword.
Is this my room?
The bird. Okay.
My diary?
Yep. Block of
Something
wax.
inside.
Yeah, we gotta get the key. which I think we got from melting in the other place. But yeah, I think I screwed up, y'all. I think I didn't. I was supposed to not get this. All right, so because you're supposed to get that. I'm just looking it up if I screwed myself. All right. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so I'm going to end part 1 because we're already in an hour, and we'll file this in part 2. So, see you in a bit.